Aiosmtpd, a Python SMTP server. I'm trying to run my own STMP server on my computer with Python and the Aiosmtpd library. I run the example, everything looks fine, but I never received the email on the other side. I don't know if there are logs I can see. I'm using Visual Studio 2015, Python 3.5, and Windows 8.1. I saw a similar post, but it didn't help. Important note: at the client code, I also tried without the date header. Server.py. Client.py. Update. I set s.set_debug level true at client.py and received this output.
In your code, controller sync, hostname equals column 0, port equals 8025, starts an SMTP server that receives messages on port 8025 and throws them away, the sync part. That's why the messages don't show up in your inbox. When you send an email to localhost column 8025, it is never actually sent to your inbox. Aiosmtpd is an SMTP server, meaning it will receive messages sent via SMTP and process them somehow. In your code, the sync handler does not process incoming email in any way. It simply throws incoming messages away. If you want to send email over the internet to bob@hate.com, then you should contact the SMTP server responsible for the hate.com domain, instead of the SMTP server you're running using Aiosmtpd. For this task, you will not need to run an SMTP server, since there's supposedly already an SMTP server on the internet running for hate.com. Instead, you will need an SMTP client component, which is provided in the smtplib module in the Python standard library. Sending email with SMTP is not something that Aiosmtpd is involved with in any way, and you should look for how to use smtplib instead. Further reading: email operation on Wikipedia.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.